Hello, I'm Jeffrey Adam Popus, and today I'm going to be talking about the movie White Zombie with our good friend Bela Lugosi in there. The movie was made in 1932, and the movie shocked the heck out of me because it takes place in West Indies, now known as Haiti. And the Haitians, I always knew a few things about them. Back in high school, I was told it was the first black country in the North America continent that got its independence. They were slaves who rose up against the French, freed themselves with a great leader, very romantic, almost like George Washington freeing the United States from the colonial British. And that's all I knew. I knew he freed them, they were a free country, and everybody was happy. Then I watched White Zombie, a movie that takes place in the same country in 1932. The white people are living in giant mansions with butlers, and the Haitians, these free people, are working in fields like slaves. I mean, Bela Lugosi is turning people into zombies, but why? I mean, the Haitians almost are already zombies working in the fields. What? So I started doing my research, and the research was 1,000 times more fascinating than this boring movie. The research told me what happened to Haitian, about their first president who rose up, freed them, and then made himself emperor. He made himself a giant castle. He turned his people into basically servants after driving the French out in that civil war. He became very sick, and they rose up and killed him as he committed suicide before they got him. Then Haitian broke into different sections, and they fought each other. The French came back and said, hey, we're going to colonize you unless you pay us for all this damage from that civil war you had. You lost this much money. I guess also too that they were their slaves. They're paying for their freedom. So much for this romantic notion about this civil war which they were freed from. And the Haitians were paying the French humongous sums of money. They were in debt to them. They finally paid back this amount of money they agreed to pay the French in 1970. It took them that long to pay them back. And the Haitians began paying the French. In 1915, the Germans started moving in because they were at war with the French and they were trying to cause trouble in any French colony. Haitian was not a French colony. It was supposed to be an independent country. But it was an independent country only in title. When the Germans started moving in, the Americans started worried that the Germans were planning to make this into their colony, and the Americans invaded Haiti in 1915. The World War I ended in 1918, and the Americans didn't go home. They were there to drive the Germans out, so the Americans started building giant mansions and plantations where the Haitians were working. The Americans would pay the Haitians would give all their money to the French. Money laundering on a country scale. Wow. So we got to White Zombie. And in the movie White Zombie, this explains why the Americans are living in giant mansions, the Haitians are in the field. I don't think I didn't notice the one zombie with the medal on his chest. He might have been one of the 1915 German saboteurs who got turned into a zombie by Mr. Bela Lugosi here. I read the comments that people made. One of the most interesting comments about it is why was Bela Lugosi's zombies bodyguards all white and all the zombies that worked in his factory black? Well, I guess he sort of had a class system too with his zombies, and it was 1932 with a lot of class system in this independent country of Haiti. Overall, the only thing I really learned from it was Haiti was not really an independent country. It was American colony or American/French colony, and they never called it that. They called it an independent country. And everything I learned from it was really sad and depressing.